traditional medicine.
Five the most powerful traditional drugs for childhood reduction.
5 the most powerful traditional drugs for childhood reduction. Whenever the body temperature is warm or higher than normal, it is often called a fever. Fever is basically a response of the immune system that is fighting against infections that occur in the body due to viruses and bacteria or parasites such as flu. In addition, febrile seizures in children is also a cause of increased body temperature. Signs of even teething babies sometimes cause fever. When the child is too long and actively playing under the sun, even his body temperature can also increase. 1. Compress. Soak the cloth in cold tap water. Squeeze the cloth and then compress on the child's body such as forehead, armpits, legs, hands and groin to reduce the increase in body temperature of children. The fabric used to compress had to be changed regularly after a few minutes until the heat subsided. This is very useful when the child has a high fever because by compressing the child's body will help keep the body temperature maintained and not increase drastically. This is one way to overcome fever in children. Bathing, however, may not be a good idea. However, if the body temperature is not too high, a warm bath can help the child's body to be a little more relaxed. Try when the child's body temperature is rising, help the child to rest as much as possible because it can help the body fight disease in the body. Keep in mind that never use a very cold water or ice water because it can cause the body's internal temperature increases, which can actually be the cause of the step in the child. 2. Basil. Basil is a rich plant that has also effective benefits used to reduce fever. In the basil there is anti-inflammatory and antibacterial is very effective as one way to reduce the heat in children when the fever strikes. Here's how to make your own herbs at home by using basil. Boil 20 pieces of basil leaves using 2 glasses of water. Then input a teaspoon of ginger that has been beaten. Boil until boiling and boiling water reduced by half to a glass only. Add a little honey to add flavor to the boiled water of basil, and can be applied to the child 2 or 3 times a day or until the fever subsides. 3. Apple cider vinegar. One more very cheap medicine is also very effective to overcome the fever in children, i.e. apple cider vinegar. Acid content in it can help reduce the heat from the body released through the skin. And again, apple cider vinegar is very rich in minerals which, of course, in addition to lowering fever in children, can also help replace minerals lost from the body due to fever. Here's how. Add 1½ cups of vinegar to the warm bath water. Bathe the child in the water for 5 to 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, then the child's fever will begin to gradually decrease. Repeat again when body temperature starts to increase. But do not bathe the child when his body temperature is more than 39 degrees Celsius because it can cause children shock. Drastic and sudden changes in temperature can adversely affect the child. Soak the compressed cloth in a mixture of apple cider vinegar and water at room temperature. Compress the forehead and child's stomach as well as other body parts. After the cloth turns warm, then replace with newly soaked. Repeat as often as possible until the fever is reduced. Can also mix 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of honey into a glass of water, and can be taken 2 or 3 times a day. 4. Raisins. In addition to being found as a sweetener, cake turns, raisins can also be used to help the body fight infection and reduce fever. Raisins contain laden phenolic phytonutrients, which are known to have antibacterial and antioxidant properties, which can also act as a tonic to help lower the grip on the child's body when a sudden fever strikes. Here are the steps needed to reduce the heat in children using raisins. Prepare 25 raisins and soak in a glass of water for approximately 1 hour, until the raisins soften. Crush the raisins in water and then strain. Add the lemon or lime juice in the filtered water. Give to the child twice a day, morning and night, until the heat of his body subsided. 5. Phyllanthus urinaria. Substances contained in green Meneran include phyllanthrin, hypophyllanthrin, potassium, resin and tannin. The content is powerful enough to treat fever in children. Way of processing. Boil 10 grams Phyllanthus urinaria fresh, already washed, in 2 glasses of water around. Indeed, fever or heat in children occurs because the body is fighting against attacks of disease that may start to infect. Wise parents need not be too dependent on drugs when suddenly the child's body temperature increases. Treatment naturally can help reduce the risk of child allergy medication. But if the child's body temperature never subsided with the treatment, it is advisable to check to the doctor to know the exact cause and also more appropriate treatment. A few explanations of traditional drugs febrifuge children may be useful.